With the wildfires still raging out of control in California, and with new hurricane-force winds on the way, I think it's important that we take a step back and realize that we still have some things to be thankful for as Americans. You know, the United States government has spent decades building up relationships all across the globe, and we are finally getting just a little glimpse of what it looks like when some of these allies have our back. It is truly a benefit to the American people. And it just blows my mind that even with an incoming Trump administration who has been so hostile to so many of our allies, we still have places like Mexico that are willing to send their people here to help the American people. Let's take a look.
Firefighters from Mexico arrived this afternoon at LAX. Governor Newsom meeting those firefighters on the tarmac. They'll join local crews and firefighters from around the state and the country in battling the fires.
Yeah, we're blessed. The Prime Minister in Canada called, reached out. Foreign Minister in Mexico reached out, offered assistance. You're seeing that assistance right here from Mexico. Our Canadian partners are coming in Monday. We have all the Western states that are providing mutual aid. 9+ states. Yeah, so they're going to go to Beaumont to our mobile station where all of our partners, international partners, and other state and federal partners all go for orientation. They're dispatched. It's a command center with the U.S. Forest Service, with CAL FIRE, State Office of Emergency Services, and LA City and County. And that will organize about a 5-6 hour orientation, safety orientation, make sure they're hand in glove. A lot of these guys are hand crews. We'll send them likely to the Palisades tomorrow, and we expect to see them out there on the lines, front lines, as early as Monday.
The National Firefighter Coordinator says Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum urged them to come help. She says those crews will be here as long as it takes.
So how awesome is that? This is what it's all about. This is why the United States of America builds relationships with our allies. This is why it's so important that we have steady leadership by means of the president, because when it's our time of crisis, we want our allies to show up and have our backs. And I am just so thankful that the Mexican president, Claudia Sheinbaum, has just taken it to the next level. Even with Donald Trump threatening their country, she is still willing to help Americans out. And I think that is important. This is why it is important that we honor our commitments and honor our obligations and nurture the relationships that we have with our allies. When it's their time of crisis, we should be showing up to help them. And when it is our time of crisis, we can expect the help from them. This is how it works. We all know that a community can do much greater things than an individual person. And you can, blow that up to country size. One country can do a lot, but if many countries come together, they can do so much more. So that's why it's important that we build and nurture these relationships. That's why it is so concerning that we have an incoming president who has been so hostile to our allies. In what world does it make sense for him to be threatening to take over Canada, Mexico, Greenland, all because he wants his ego stroked? This is why Donald Trump is so unfit to be president. He just undermines all of the work that came before him because he has no respect for the office of the presidency. We even have our allies up in Canada, not only sending equipment, but sending firemen down here as well.
Canadians are joining the fight against the LA wildfires, with all levels of government now offering assistance, including the City of Toronto.
I've asked our fire chief, and he said, yes, we have 100 firefighters on standby, ready to go, would not impact on the service in Toronto.
Mayor Olivia Chow says Toronto will be ready if and when California's governor says they need the help, while the province is sending a fire brigade.
We are sending 2 fire bombers over to California, 165 urban firefighters with all their equipment, and all the requirements that are needed.
Canada's Minister of National Defence has approved a request to deploy the Royal Canadian Air Force to get firefighters and equipment to California, where emergency crews and organizations have been working tirelessly since the wildfires erupted Tuesday.
So not only do we have individual cities in Canada, but even at the provincial level, certain provinces, they're offering their help as well. They're sending bombers down so we have more ways to extinguish the fire. And we are working together because the people in California desperately need help. We are in an unprecedented situation right now where you've got 70, 80, 90-mile-an-hour winds with a raging fire. So you could have embers spark up a new location for the fire miles away in just a couple minutes. So it's important that we have all of the help we can get to try to save as many structures, save as many businesses, and hopefully prevent more loss of life. And I am so grateful to our allies for stepping up in our time of need. We even have Zelenskyy, who is offering 150 firefighters to help people in California as well. Now, this is translated in subtitles, so I will pause and read them to try to make it through this video in a way that makes sense. He says, today I instructed Ukraine's Minister of Internal Affairs and our diplomats to prepare for the possible participation
України і нашим дипломатам підготувати можливість участі
of our rescuers in combating the wildfires in California.
наших рятувальників в боротьбі з пожежами в Каліфорнії. Там
The situation there is extremely challenging.
дуже важка ситуація, і українці
And Ukrainians can help Americans protect lives.
можуть допомогти американцям захистити життя. Зараз
This matter is being worked out, and through appropriate channels,
це опрацьовується по відповідних каналах.
we have offered our assistance to the American side.
Ми запропонували нашу допомогу американській стороні.
We already have 150 firefighters prepared. So, how awesome is that? You have a president of Ukraine who is currently fighting a war against an authoritarian aggressor, and even he is taking time out of his day to offer up assistance to the United States. And now some of you are probably going to say, well, of course, he definitely should be helping because we've been funding their war. But it's not a tit-for-tat sort of thing. We want to help our allies, and sometimes we will expect help from them. It shouldn't be, oh, well, we helped them, so now they need to help us. This is why we foster these relationships all over the globe. This is why we build these alliances. And I think it is pretty spectacular that you have Zelenskyy, who is in wartime, and even he is coming to America's aid. I think that that is so cool. And we even have the residents of California stepping up and doing their part as well. Remember, we have thousands of people who have lost everything. They've lost their homes. Some people have lost their lives. But California seems to be up to the task.
During this incredible time of need, many people and businesses are stepping up to offer their assistance to people who have been displaced by the ongoing fires here in Los Angeles. At evacuation centers around Los Angeles.
Well, we come to donate some water, dog food, cat food.
People not directly impacted by the fires are stepping up to help out those who may have lost their all.
Impacted everyone. It was a big fire.
While many brought clothes and food.
Yep. Mostly clothes in here. The Palisades fire has been extending a bit closer, a bit uncomfortably close to the San Fernando Valley.
Feels good. It's good to help people. Even if you can't do much, at least the bare minimum, you know.
Some local businesses are stepping up to repurpose goods that otherwise would have went to waste this weekend, including Mark's Garden.
We had so many events this weekend that our customers had to cancel because of the fires.
The team repurposed event flowers.
Our team got together today and made a couple hundred arrangements Just a nice little uplifting note that we hope that the beautiful flowers brighten their day and that the beautiful flowers didn't go to waste. It was important to us and to our customers that we did something good with them during such a difficult time.
Showcasing how people can come together to support those in need.
And we just know it's such a hard time.
We are humans. We have to here for some reason to help people. And anyway, try to help. These people need it.
So, in times of disaster, in times of crisis, we used to be able to count on the American people, the whole country, coming together and helping one another. This is something that America has been very, very good at. But over the past handful of years, things have gotten a bit dicey. People are more interested in scoring political points and playing the blame game. I mean, it's just so wild, the things I've heard come out of even Republican Congress people saying that we should withhold aid until they agree to do certain policy changes. I mean, what in the world is that? Was it these individual people who decided to change any particular policy? It just makes absolutely no sense, and it is despicable. So let's focus on helping these people in their time of need. Obviously, the people in California, people all around the world are stepping up and doing what they can to help those in California. And it's just a select few, I don't even know how big the group is, that are more interested in scoring political points. Let's try to ignore those assholes. This is not the time for that. There will be retrospectives on what can be done better the next time around. But when people's homes are still smoking and burning to the ground, it's just not appropriate. So let's just focus on helping these American people. If you want to help yourself, let's go ahead and watch this video. Just remember to be safe if you are giving to any particular charity. Do your due diligence. Do not get taken advantage of. Let's go ahead and take a look at some different ways that you can help if you are able.
We know so many of you out there want to help, and we want to make sure your money goes directly to the people impacted.
This is pretty devastating. This is pretty devastating.
That's a life. That's your entire life. You don't get that back.
As flames leave behind a trail of unfathomable destruction and grief.
It's important for us to recognize that these people have lost everything. In many cases, their entire life savings.
We're getting this question from so many viewers. Everyone's seeing these horrible pictures and asking, what can I do? So what's your answer to that?
The best thing they can do right now is to support us through a financial donation. That's the way to get immediate support into the hands of the individuals who need it right away.
You can text the word Red Cross to 90999 to make an immediate $10 donation or call 1-800-RED-CROSS. The first priorities of the Red Cross are to help right away with health, housing, and hunger, making sure people have a warm place to stay and food to eat.
And also help with additional items like prescription medications, reading glasses, clothing, whatever it may need that they need. That's what those financial donations are there to support.
The Salvation Army is also accepting donations online, and you can give to World Central Kitchen, which is feeding first responders. And Charity Navigator, the nation's largest independent evaluator of nonprofits, is providing more options to give.
And we've put together a curated list of highly rated organizations that have feet on the street that are actually addressing the different component parts of the disaster recovery right now.
So there's a few different organizations that you can give to. The American Red Cross, I believe, is very good at doling out resources where exactly they are needed. If you are unsure about a particular charity and whether or not the money they accumulate is actually going towards helping those in California, check out Charity Navigator. They do a whole bunch of different reviews and analysis on the different charities. So use that to your resource to make sure that you are giving to the place that you want to give. And let's just remember, our allies across the world are stepping up right now in America's time of need. We are in an unprecedented situation where you've got these catastrophic fires, and even the president of Ukraine is taking time out of his day during wartime to say, Yes, we will be there for you. We will help you. That's why we build these relationships all across the globe. This is why alliances matter. This is why it's important to have a president that respects and honors those commitments. Because sometimes we will need to call on them for help too. And I'm just hoping that more of the American people will start to realize that. And for those of you that need a pick-me-up, I found this video on Blue Sky. Choked me up a little bit, I'm not going to lie. A man is finally reunited with his dog after his house, I believe, burned down to the ground.
Sweet. Wow. Awesome, man. Yay. Man. Wow. Man. Good shit.
You know, as a dog owner, I can only imagine the joy that that guy was feeling. I just can't even imagine it. So there's a little pick-me-up for those of you that need a little glimmer of hope. Let's remember that we have people in our corner. We have allies from all across the globe that are stepping up to help the United States right now. Let's realize and understand that it's important for us to foster these allyships no matter where it is. This is why these types of things are important. So I will leave it there for now, guys. I hope everybody is safe. I hope everybody is doing well. And for those of you in California, do stay safe. You've got hurricane force winds that are expected through Wednesday. And so round 2 is just now beginning. I hope that everybody stays safe and just take care of one another. So I'll leave it there for now. If you guys got anything out of this video, please do remember to smash that like button and subscribe. Maybe share it with a friend or two. I'd very much appreciate that. If you want to see the new red flag warning that has been issued down in LA, go ahead and watch that video on the screen now for up-to-date information. As of now. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next one.